Is it possible to enjoy the latest AAA games in the last quarter of 2024 on the 4K monitor using the 8GB RTX 4060 Ti? Let's find out. To test this, I've paired the MSI Gaming X Trio RTX 4060 Ti with the Ryzen 5 7600X CPU as part of my Be Quiet PC build, powered by MSI. And we are going to experience the games today on the 4K 144Hz MSI G321CU monitor. If you're interested in any of the products featured in this video, you can find them at the links in the description below. There is no need to spend that much money on Windows 11 Pro when you can get it much cheaper at cdkeyoffer.com. Additionally, use discount code iVadim to get 25% off and bring the total price down to $22. Furthermore, you can find Windows 10 Pro as well as Microsoft Office at much cheaper prices as well. Get yours now at the link in the description below, and don't forget to use discount code iVadim to get 25% off. To even attempt getting a good experience out of this graphics card with the 4K monitor, we will have to use DLSS resolution upscaling. But how far can the little guy go? By how much will we have to reduce graphics quality to achieve a good experience? Let's start our testing with God of War Ragnarok. Let's start with DLSS set to balanced and graphics preset set to high. The performance is okay, but we're just barely scratching the surface of 60 FPS. We are getting drops to 50 plus, 59, 58, I think. There's gonna be, oh, there we go, 53 here. While this is still perfectly playable, I think we should aim for 60 FPS. Also, we are already getting VRAM warnings from the game. It says VRAM is at 114%. Yeah, which means that some of the assets on screen are going to be downgraded in quality regardless of what we've set. That's not nice. So that means that we have to do one of two things. We can either reduce the upscaling quality or reduce the graphics quality. Let's start with the upscaling. Let's set it to performance. This is basically 1080p upscaled to 4K. The FPS is now higher. We are getting above 60, 69 even. Nice. 70, 72. Oh. Not bad at all. And 1% lows are fine as well. 60 FPS, 1% lows. Good. Oh, 1% lows dropped to 51 FPS. What will happen if we reduce graphics quality preset to medium? Oh, that reduced video memory usage by quite a bit. The game says 89% right now. And we're still on DLSS performance. Let's see if we can upgrade that to balanced. Yes, we can. VRAM 91%. The game still looks pretty good, and the performance is brilliant. Well above 60 FPS. I don't see any dips below that. Even in this area, oh, 58, 57, 56, 55. Huh. This appears to be the area where FPS drops. The gameplay feels pretty smooth, and the image quality is fine. We are getting performance dips to 50 plus from time to time, but I don't think that's a huge problem. The gameplay still feels nice. Using frame generation is out of the question because it requires extra video memory, so that's just not gonna happen on the 8GB 4060 Ti. But another set of settings that we might consider using is high graphics quality preset and performance DLSS. Let's run around and see if we can spot any problems in terms of visual quality. Of course, DLSS performance doesn't look as sharp as DLSS balanced or quality, but I'm looking at this 32-inch monitor right now from a normal distance, and it feels fine. The image quality feels fine. I'm still enjoying the game. And the performance reaches 90 FPS from time to time. Check it out. But that doesn't last because we're still experiencing dips below 60 from time to time, depending on the scene. Like right now, we're getting 52 FPS, but I can't say that this is a horrible experience. It is still playable, and I can enjoy the game. 50, 52 FPS, it's fine. Let's beat this guy. Oh my god. Get some. How dare you. This is a perfectly good experience. I would say it's fine. We definitely can enjoy God of War using the 4060 Ti. Black Myth Wukong is a much more graphically demanding game than God of War. The highest graphics quality preset is Cinematic. Normally I would play on very high, but with the 4060 Ti I think we should aim for a good experience using high graphics quality preset. We're going to start with DLSS set to 67%, that is equal to DLSS quality mode. Well, this is still playable, because we are witnessing above 40 FPS on the screen right now. I still want to see at least 60 FPS consistently, because this is a fast-paced game where you have to dodge a lot and precisely. And when you're playing at something like 40 plus FPS, there's that extra latency. The game is just not as responsive. Let's lower resolution upscaling quality to balanced, that is 58%. FPS is now close to 50. This is better, but we still need more. We need more for that 60 FPS experience. We will have to go for DLSS performance, which is 50%. And we're really close to 60 FPS, and sometimes FPS does get above 60, but not consistently. Have a look at this. 59, 58, 60. This is not a bad experience by any means, and I could play this game like this, no issues. But if you want a consistent 60 plus FPS, then you will have to lower graphics quality as well. Let's see if we can still get that 60 plus FPS if we go a little bit lower on our graphics quality. Let's set it to medium. DLSS stays on performance for now. Oh, and there we go. 60 plus FPS, reaching 70 from time to time. Let's go back to that area over there where we had dips below 60. Yeah, it appears that we now have a consistent 60 plus FPS experience. The game still looks pretty good, even on medium graphics preset. One thing I'm noticing when I'm looking at a scene like this, with a lot of small details, finer details like branches, leaves, grass, is that it's not as sharp, it's not as clear. Yeah, image quality is definitely not the best. I would say that it is teetering just on the edge of acceptable. I wouldn't say that this is breaking my immersion, but if you are the kind of person who just likes to take a pause and enjoy the scenery in the game, then you will notice that, the image doesn't look as good. So let's try and improve that. Let's increase resolution upscaling to balanced, that is 58%. Yes, this is better. Although it's still not perfect, but this is looking better than on performance. While those pine trees don't look perfect, there's a lot less noise in those branches and foliage. And fur on the character looks nicer. And the performance is still fine. We're hovering at around 60 FPS. 60 plus right now. Let's see if it will drop when we fight. There's the two enemies here. 60, 61, 62, come on. No, no FPS drops. However, there are still scenes where the FPS does drop to 58, 57 sometimes. There we go, 58 here. This is more or less okay for the most part. Boom. And there's other areas where we're still getting above 70 FPS. Although if you want better image quality, you can keep the graphics preset on medium and set resolution upscaling to DLSS quality, that is 67%. But then you'll have to be okay with playing the game at 50 plus FPS and not 60 plus. And I'm guessing there will be some scenes where FPS will drop below 50, so just keep that in mind. As you can see, this is still a perfectly smooth and pleasant experience. Although I must inform you that dodging doesn't feel as responsive compared to when you're getting 60 to 70 FPS. The image quality is nicer compared to DLSS balanced, but I wouldn't call it life-changing, groundbreaking. Nah, not by any means. I think I'd still prefer playing this game on DLSS balanced and having more FPS. Next up is Space Marine 2. Let's start with 4K resolution, DLSS set to quality, and graphics quality set to high. Because we cannot select Ultra, the game tells us that we are out of memory, and indeed, I tried earlier, it doesn't work. FPS is just way too low, the game breaks. So let's set it to high and see if we can get a playable experience. In this closed area, we are getting above 60 FPS, but I know for a fact that this is not the most demanding scene that we are going to experience. Once we get out into the open, FPS will drop, like this scene right here. As you can see, now we are hovering at around 60 to 60, oh, 59. But this is still okay. Let's find a horde of enemies to fight and see by how much the FPS will drop. Oh my, this is it. 56, 58, 52. Oh, I'm getting cooked alive. Let's go. Boom. 51 FPS I've seen just then. This is not bad. It is playable, but there is room for improvement. I think we should set DLSS to balanced. Oh, a big guy. Oh my. I'm getting destroyed right there. Oh, I need that execution. Come on. No. I needed that. That will recharge our armor. Nice. More armor. Give it to me. Yes. As you can see, FPS is a little bit higher now, so we are getting a more consistent, more pleasant experience using DLSS balanced. How dare you? I would just keep playing the game like this. No need for further adjustments of quality. But it is good to know that there's still room for improvement. If you want more FPS, then you can lower graphics quality even further, or lower resolution upscaling to performance. Let's try what that is like by setting DLSS to performance first, and then I'll set it back to balanced and reduce graphics quality instead. Because this zone is so dark and there's no foliage, DLSS performance looks okay. I mean, I can barely tell the difference between balanced and performance, while FPS is higher. Now we're getting 80 to 70 FPS. Still, it is not as good as setting DLSS to balanced. So let's set it back to balanced and reduce graphics quality by one level to medium. Oh, that flamethrower guy. He's really annoying. Let's get rid of him. Yeah, 60 plus FPS. Still good experience, pleasant gameplay, nice and smooth. Oh, even though there's a lot of enemies. 64 FPS, 58. But those dips are happening because of the CPU. And even when I was using the i7-14700KF, I was still getting these, performance dips. There's just no way around it, it seems. This game is really CPU demanding. Oh, this is an elite enemy or something? What's happening? There we go. Got rid of this guy. He was causing all sorts of troubles. This feels pretty good, but I think I would still stick with high graphics quality preset and DLSS set to balanced. But it's nice to see that we have room to improve FPS if we run into a difficult to render scene. As you can see, by tweaking some of those graphics quality settings, you can still enjoy the latest games on a 4K monitor, even with the 8GB 4060 Ti. Of course, there will be a select few games that just will refuse to run if you have an 8GB graphics card, but there's very few of those. I was actually surprised that I could still enjoy the games that I want to play, and that is pretty much thanks to DLSS resolution upscaling. Without high quality of that upscaler, it would not be possible. That's what I think about this build. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you're interested in any of the products featured in this video, including the full list of PC parts needed for this PC build, it is all available on Amazon at the links in the description below. And don't forget to reward this video with a like if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more if you haven't already. It was I, Vadim. Until next time.